a few issues to deal with in the early games. They got exposed and were scrambling defensively, but it seems much more smoother transition these days when Leicester do lose the ball and they have to get back into defensive positions. Hamza's got a decent range in terms of distribution, but as much as anything, he's become more and more reliable, which is the main thing in that part of the pitch. And haven't really got any qualms or issues about it, but they'd have to be as super reliable as Harry Winks has been when receiving the ball early from defenders or goalkeeper.
You're looking wrapped up today. It's a cold one. Mark, you're enjoying co-commentary already out there. We're in this nice warm studio.
Am I looking chic? Am I looking chic at the same time?
Yeah, you knew you were on camera now, didn't you?
Yeah. I know.
You look like a sheep.
I'm looking suitably haggard, I know, for a Saturday morning stroke lunchtime. But I've got my double bubble. We've got the heavy duty armoury for later on when it gets freezing. I need some early Christmas gloves from someone, so if you want to get me an early present, by all means do so. But it's a lovely day. Oh, it's beautiful out there. Perfect. There's not a hint of wind, certainly not within the stadium. Bright blue skies, crispiness in the air. What more could you ask for?
Thank you very much, Matt, part-time weatherman, part-time co-commentator for us today. We'll hear from you again just before kick-off. Let's take a closer look now at today's opponents then, Watford. Andrew French from the Watford Observer has been particularly looking at their last recent run of results since losing 2-0 to Sunderland back at the start of October.
We've now gone on a run of 6 without defeat, which we needed. But to again give it some context, 5 of those 6 teams that we played are, I think, 18th or lower in the league. So, we've come on a good run, but it's against teams that are in the bottom third of the table. I think 5 of our next 6 are against teams that are 8th or higher. So if we have made the step up, then it'll be easier to judge after this next run of games. A lad called Yasser Asprilla, who is 19. We signed him from Colombian football. A name that meant nothing to anybody. Very quickly has shown that he's got that sort of, South American flair, lots of skill, strong, attacking, likes to go forward. Hasn't probably had as much game time as perhaps he and fans would like, but the club have sort of treated him with kid gloves a little bit because he's moved away from home, and he was very, very small and slight when he came. But he's been more involved this season. So him, and then over on the other flank, Mateus Martins, who's a Brazilian under-20 international. He's actually a Udinese player, but he's on loan with us for the season. Familiar path of movement, that one. Again, a player who has benefited from not being rushed, and this season has been a real threat. He plays on the left, but he's predominantly right-footed, which means he comes inside, loves to cut in, have a shot. Having that sort of flair on either flank is a threat going forward, and I think one or both of those will start.
Thank you to Andrew French there from the Watford Observer. Obviously talking about those wide players who may cause Leicester problems today. As ever, you can follow the action today. Hopefully we won't see any problems for the Leicester City defence with us. You can watch it if you're in certain territories on Fox's Hub. There is a Game Pass available for you today for £10. There are also monthly passes and seasonal passes. That is available pretty much for everyone other than those in the UK. If you are here, though, and you do want to follow it with us, as ever, you can listen to it. There is a Listen Live monthly pass which is available to you. All the details of what is available is on lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. There'll be no one listening, though, on Wednesday evening because the game is available for everybody to watch on Wednesday. There is Game Passes already being sold for the Sheffield Wednesday game on Wednesday. 7:45 kick-off that one. There is a little QR code there at the bottom right of your screen. If you scan that, it'll take you exactly where you need to go, and you can sign up to get that. Our coverage, of course, will start from 6:45 for that one. Watford then, been an interesting season for them. They started with a walloping of QPR on the opening day. Everyone thought they could be a team to watch, and then they went on a really awful run and have turned it around slightly.
Yeah, and again, new manager coming in. You know, they've had a lot of new managers, Watford, recently. You know, they don't seem to last too long, but as you said, well, since the run where they couldn't win, they've gone on a run of 6 games now without losing, so 3 wins, 3 draws. So yeah, they're in good form. You know, obviously coming off a 5-0 win at Rotherham, you know, so they'll be confident. But yeah, I still think that Leicester will still be too strong at the King Power. But you know, it's a opposition who are in form, so I still think it'll be a tough game. But I still fancy Leicester.
Yeah, they'll particularly be pleased with their recent run of form since that Sunderland game at the start of October.
Yeah, I think, you know, they got their first win in that 6-game unbeaten run, the first away win at Swansea. So, you know, that's a little bit not strange. I'm not saying it's strange, but it's not like the Championship just to win one game away from home. But you know, obviously the home record, they've drawn a few away from home as well. So overall, I think Leicester should be pretty confident going into this game, even though they are on this good run. You know, they've conceded 18 goals and scored 23, I think, Watford, which isn't bad. It's not a bad return, but obviously they do, and they have conceded 3 and 4 this season as well, I think, if memory serves me correct, or at least 3 twice. So they are susceptible at the back. And if you look at their team and the players that they've brought in, it seems like another rebuilding job with young players coming into the side. So they're still pretty, not unsettled, but they're still sort of finding their feet and trying to, you know, this one obviously that they're on now gives them a lot of confidence. But as your man said, Andrew, is it?
Yeah.
He said, you know, they haven't played anybody in that 6 game. I'd say the you know, from 18 and 18 from below. So interesting game today.
Yeah, but them games there, you see it, but you can only beat who's in front of you. You know, they've had a nice run of fixtures where they're probably playing teams who they should beat, and they have beat. But now they've got a bigger test today. But again, you know, the thing the guy mentioned there, Andrew, they've got a couple of exciting young players who are not playing today, so I'll probably see them come off the bench. You know, he's gone with Tommins and Semmer on the wing. You know, I play with Tommins at Derby, you know, playing on the right-hand side. He's going to come inside a lot on his left foot. You know, Semmer does, you know, he does have a lot of pace, so he'll be wanting to get in behind, and the striker who's scored 6 goals this season, not doing too bad. So, you know, they're going to be a threat. I think every team in the right has the chance to come here and play the way you want to play and try and disrupt Leicester. But for me, you know, I think if Leicester play their game and do it right, I think the only outcome is a Leicester win.
Well, you'll know from as you said, playing with that man there. Yeah. He is capable of doing something special, isn't he?
Yeah. No, he's done it on all levels. You know, he did it in the Premier League with Blackpool. You know, scored a few goals in the league there. I was with him at Derby for a couple of years. You know, really influential player. You know, really sharp. I'm not sure he's as sharp as he was back then, but you know, he's getting into his early 30s now, middle 30s. So he will have to adapt his game. You know, he is left-footed. He will come inside a lot from that right-hand side, and it's up to you know James Justin to shun that off. Yeah,
and we know, as we heard again from Andrew there, from the Watford Observer, Jerry, they've got 2 young players on the bench, Asprilla, particularly Matthias Martins. Both, I think, they're about 19, 20 years old. Both capable of something special again, and look like really good young youth prospects. So they could be a danger off the bench.
Yeah,
as well.
I think, you know, so we speak about the bench in the modern game, and it's just as important, you know, to have players coming off the bench and to have 2 young, exciting players as these 2 wide players that Watford have. I think it's, you know, it's good management from Villa, and really, you know, you're going away to the top team in the league. You don't want to, let's say, subject your 2 youngest and most promising players to it straight from the start. Let them soak the atmosphere, see how the game's going, and then if needs be, you'll probably see them later on in the game.
Yeah. A role again in defence, of course, for the Foxes. We're seeing it's Vestergaard and Fass, isn't it, really, who have been the 2 pretty much mainstays, particularly Yannick Vestergaard when he's not been suspended.
Yeah, again, just everyone just thought his time at Leicester was up last season. Everyone thought he was going to leave, but he's proved the critics wrong. He's come in, made a solid start to his championship career with Leicester this season, and him and Wout Faes have, you know, forged a partnership which no one can seem to get in. You know, you've seen Conor Cody come in a couple of times to give him some minutes, but you know, at the minute Enzo likes Faes, and and Vestergaard together. And as I said at the start of the programme, I thought Conor Cody might have got a chance today just because of the last 2 defeats. But you know, Enzo thinks these 2 are the people to take, you know, Leicester forward. Yeah,
we'll hear from Watford relatively shortly, but obviously we're seeing Steffi Mavididi warming up there. Jerry, he's given the nod again on that left-hand side. McAteer on the right-hand side there. They'll be looking to cause problems, as they have done all season when they've played.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's good to see McAteer back in the starting lineup. You know, and hopefully he's back to full fitness because he poses a real threat, as does Mavididi. You know, he's been one of the standout players, as I've said, this season for me. And it's important because Leicester rely on their wide players, a lot of the wide forwards, shall we call them, a lot. And when the wide players are on form, Leicester invariably are on form. Yeah. So it's a big game for them too today.
Let's get a quick reminder then of today's team news. Starting from a Leicester City point of view, Enzo Maresca has decided to make just the one change from the side that lost against Middlesbrough a couple of weeks ago before that international break, of course. It is an enforced change. It's the change that was on everyone's lips, really, over those 2 weeks because Harry Winks is suspended. He's been a mainstay in the midfield in the league so far this season. Hamza Chowdhury gets the nod in that role ahead of him today. So it's Hermanson in goal, Justin, Vestergaard, Fass and Ricardo across the back 4 with Chowdhury, Dewsbury Hall and Ndidi in midfield. And then Mavididi and McAteer either side of Kelechi. Iheanacho, it's Stolasic, Cody, Cassidy, Vardy, Sutar, Fatawu, Pratt, Cannon and Yunus on the bench. From a Watford point of view, it's 3 changes for them this afternoon. Backman in goal, Lewis, Hoot, Porteous and Andrews across the back 4. KMB, Loser and Livermore in midfield with Sema and Ince, the man we've just been talking about, in behind. Rajovic, who Newt has rightly said, with some great research, has got 6 goals in the league so far this season. So that's someone that Wout Fass at the back will be keeping a close eye on this afternoon. Around about an hour and a bit ago, he caught up with our commentator today, Tyler Morris.
So after 2 weeks away for the internationals, how does it feel to be back again here at the King Power?
Very good. Good game in front of our fans, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And after a couple of disappointing results before the international break, how important is it to bounce back here today?
Yeah, of course it's important to get a win straight away again, but I think we just have to do the same as we've been doing all season, and then the results will come back.
And a thought on Watford, they're unbeaten in their last 6 coming into this. What do you expect from them this afternoon?
Yeah, I think it's a good team. Our manager prepared as well, and the backroom staff prepared as well, so we know what to expect, and yeah, it's going to be a nice game.
That was Tyler Morris there with Wout Fass. Short and sharp and no nonsense, Jerry, from Wout Fass, just like his football on the pitch.
Well, listen, I'm saying he's not talking about, obviously he's getting his head ready for the game. Yeah. So I like that from Wout. You know, sharp. I've got business to attend to. Let me get off and get myself sorted.
You wouldn't have liked that, would you? Camera shoved in your face.
No, that wouldn't have happened.
They'll be doing interviews coming off at half time soon. Yeah, it's getting towards that now. And you see the managers walking out at half time now, getting interviews sometimes. It's like just let them get on with it. Wait till after the game.
I mean, what more can be said an hour before kickoff? You guys will have been in the dressing room. And they've had all week, or 2 weeks in this case, to prepare for this game. In that final hour, is it just leave the players to themselves? They do their own thing. There's no point in doing more tactics.
Everybody's different. You know, when you're in the dressing room, everybody sorts themselves out. There's no collective, and everybody. So you'll get some players will be chatting to each other, listening to a bit of music. Some players take themselves off into the warm-up gym, get on a bike, start pedaling away, or whatever, doing a bit of jogging or stretching or whatever. Some are in the physio's room, and some, like me,
yeah, massages, mate.
Yeah, massage, absolutely. And then straight into the toilet, lock the door.
Program.
Get your head off. 10 minutes, sorting your head out, and then come out firing on all cylinders, hopefully.
You like to pre-match nap, didn't you, during the day? That was your thing.
Yeah.
That's what you said you were going to have 10 minutes in.
No, a night game, yeah. I'd sleep all afternoon, absolutely.
I used to love our 12 kickoffs because I used to get up, have a breakfast, go to the stadium, and we're ready to play.
Yeah.
I used to hate waiting around. Night games, I hate night games. It's just waiting all day.
Yeah.
Like you go sleep in the afternoon, it's like, oh, I don't even need to sleep. You feel like you just need to go to bed and lie down. It's weird. It's a weird situation.
See, that's on everyone's different.
Yeah.
I loved it that afternoon.
Let's say, I mean, what are we now? We're just over 15 minutes from kickoff. Let's hope that the players can hear the atmosphere a little bit, getting them going for this game, which is a big one for the Foxes, as we referenced earlier, the chance to go 10 clear of third place today.
Yeah, and get back on track, and get 3 points. And, obviously with Leeds drawing yesterday, no one expected that, so it's a chance for Leicester to gain 3 points on them, go 10 points clear of third, which will be a 4-game swing for them to get overtaken by Leeds. So
they've dangled the carrot, haven't the Leeds with that result. So you've got to make sure you go out and capitalise or make sure you grab it.
I think Leeds will be fuming as well that they do that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so if Leicester win today, they'll be like, 2 points dropped.
And even Ipswich, I guess, you look at that, they don't play till this evening, 5:30. They're playing against West Brom, who are 7th. West Brom at home as well in that one.
Again, it's a chance to put pressure.
Yeah.
So, you're looking at it from both angles, from both sides. The team that are chasing you, and the team that are level in points with you. You can just put a little bit of pressure on Ipswich playing later, and you can widen that gap and just breathe again.
I think Ipswich are just riding that wave from last year as well, aren't they, from getting promoted. They're still in a bubble, and it'll be interesting to see what they react like if they hit a couple of defeats. Because their squad is not as big as Leicester's, probably not as talented, but as you said, when you get promoted, you bring that into the following season, and they're still riding that wave. And as I said, it'll be interesting to see how they struggle if they get a couple of defeats under the belt. Yeah,
big chance for Leicester today, as we've referenced, but they're coming off the back of 2 defeats. So you're looking at the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho, who now has a lot of experience, to drive the side forward from that number 9 position. Yeah, and he'll be frustrated from the Middlesbrough game, where the 2 chances that he had to score, he could have easily won the game for Leicester in them moments, but that'll be playing on his mind. Every striker, if you miss a chance, you think, when am I going to get another chance to put it away? And obviously he never got that against Middlesbrough, but he gets an opportunity today to put it right. And with Watford coming to King Power, he's got a chance to start, maybe score a goal, and put it all behind him, and hopefully get the 3 points. I was going to say, if you've had Jamie Vardy ringing you up to ask you what it's like scoring against Watford, he doesn't need to do that. I think it's 7 home games against the Hornets. He's got 6 goals in those home games. Well, I don't think Enzo's seen them stats, otherwise he would have been playing, wouldn't he? Yeah, maybe we'll see Jamie Vardy from the bench, of course, usually around about the 60, 65 minute. You got Tom Cannon as well, though, so it'll be interesting to maybe see him for the first time. Right, it is time to hand over to our commentary team then this afternoon. Don't forget, obviously, a number of you in a number of territories, pretty much anywhere but the UK, can watch today's game with us on Fox's Hub. The rest can listen. Here's all the details on what to expect from that, and coming up, we've got the full game with us.
If you are watching on lcfc.com, just sit back and relax. If you are watching on social media, the live stream will finish shortly. If you want to continue enjoying our coverage, you'll need to head over to lcfc.com/Fox's Hub and purchase one of our game passes. If you are watching in a territory where the game isn't live on TV, you'll be able to watch a live video stream on Fox's Hub. Please visit lcfc.com/territories to check. If you can't find your location, live audio commentary is still available. You'll need to have an lcfc.com account before you purchase your Game Pass. If you already have one, please sign in and select your product at lcfc.com/Fox's Hub. Select the Buy button and you'll be taken to the payment page. Once you've followed the simple payment steps, press Continue at the bottom of the screen and you'll be taken to the Fox's Hub homepage. If you purchased a video pass, please select Watch Live from the Fox's Hub drop-down menu. If you purchased a Listen Live pass, please select Listen Live. If you purchased a seasonal or monthly video pass and the game is not being shown in your territory, please select Listen Live. If you are having a payment or technical issue, please email Leicester TV Support at streamamg.com. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the match.
Who wants to join me